Good morning, everyone. My name is Patience. I'm the product and marketing of SecureOne. Thank you for joining us today. Our topic today is regarding Secure Your Tomorrow SonicWall solution updates. So before I pass to Mr. Ken, our speaker today is Mr. Ken. So he's the sales engineering manager for ASEAN from SonicWall. So before I pass to Mr. Ken, I would like to share some of us to introduce us, SecureOne. So for those that are not familiar with us, we have been in the industry for 15 years, and we are the authorized distributor for many IT solutions, and SonicWall is one of them. So you may refer to our SecureOne website at www.secureone.com.my or our social media page. So for example, we actually have our social media in Instagram. So we actually constantly update our product info or sales rebate, take update or product info for our social media. So you can see from here, we actually have like SonicWall promotion. We also will post in our social media, and we will do some lucky draw or giveaway. And also the winners will be also announced in our social medias. And just only, we have just launched a giveaway. So you may scan here the QR code, follow our social media, our Instagram to participate in this giveaway. So I'll give like 3 seconds for you all to scan this QR code to direct you to our Instagram page. Okay. So and also we will have we also work in our LinkedIn page, LinkedIn website page. Like mentioned, we will also update our product info or any promotions update, tech update in the page. And same to also Facebook is also one of our very important social media page that we will constantly post our product info. Okay, so and last thing I would like to share with you all is today we will have our early bird winners, and also we will have a quiz after the presentation by Mr. Ken. So the early bird winners, there will be a 15 early birds winner will be announced by the end of the webinar. So please stay with us, and the quiz will be after Mr. Ken presentation, and also there will be a top 5 quiz winner will be announced. So without further delay, I will pass to Mr. Ken. Thank you, Mr. Ken.
Thank you, Patience. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, let me start sharing my screen.
Okay.
You need to allow me to share the screen.
Okay, can ready? Can you try? Okay.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, all good.
Okay. Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining today's webinar sessions. My name is Ken. I'm sales engineer from SonicWall team. Let me start the session today. So I will start with the cyber threat report. So some of you might know every year we will release our cyber threat report twice a year. So this is for the 2023 first half report, which is from January to June of 2023. The next version of the report will be the full year for 2023, will be released probably next year, February. I will share again the information during the time when the final, the whole year report is released. But this is for the January and also the until June. So as you can see here from the right side, you will see this cryptojacking attack increased 399% in our cyber threat report. So this is first time we see the huge jump of this cryptojacking attack. So later I will explain the reason behind it. And then also the IoT malware as well. So increase of 37% for the IoT malware. As you know, more and more customers using the IoT devices, right? And the probably the system is not secure, is vulnerable. So that's where the attacker trying to attack to the IoT devices. And also the encrypted threat. So these have been all the while in our cyber threat report. It increased of 22%, which the attacker trying to leverage on the encrypted traffic, right? So for example, the HTTPS and any encrypted traffic is using in the customer environment, and then try to attack after enter to the customer environment. Also, the intrusion attempt increased 21%, which are trying to gain the access to the customer system for the malicious attack. Overall, we see the malware attack decreased 2% overall in all the malware. Then we see first time we see the ransomware attack actually decreased 41%. So there are some reasons behind it. One of it is the ransomware attacker. They shift the attack from the high profile attack to the low profile attack like cryptojacking. So where ransomware attack, there's a lot of deal with the ransom negotiation with the victims and all that. So it's considered high profile kind of attack. Where cryptojacking, you just need to have the malicious code or malware running in the user device to quietly do some malicious crypto mining from there, right? That's where they earn the money from the crypto mining. So this is one of the reasons. And then, of course, there are a few more reasons, like some of the ransomware group taken down by the FBI in the US, as well as some of the, today we have the better prevention and also detection of the ransomware attack system in place. So those also lead to the decrease of the ransomware attack. So overall, we see malware, as you can see from the slide here. So you see for the blue color is actually the 2023 data. As you can see for the first 6 months, right, as compared to the previous year, so it's down just 2%. So it is about equivalent to the previous year. But we see the bounce back on the June, as you can see, 575 million of the malware detected. Ransomware. So ransomware for the first half of the year, we have 140 million of the ransomware attack. As you can see, compared to the previous year, 2021 and 2022, is really the record-breaking in our cyber threat report for ransomware attack. So 2021 is 623 million for the whole year. But we will see a ransomware attack is coming back after the first half. So it will be bounced back after the second half on the second half of the 2023. Cryptojacking increased 399%, close to 400%. So this is also record-breaking in this cryptojacking attack, where 2023 alone, right, 332 million is equivalent to 3 years before, from 2022 to 2023. So we can see a huge jump on the cryptojacking attack. And for the encrypted threat attack, right, so continues target to those customer with the large user base or the device base, right? Like for example, government, educations, those are without the detections on the malware attack on the encrypted threat, so they don't decrypt. Probably they don't have the system to decrypt and also to scan any encrypted threat in the environment. So these two target customer segment remain the top in our detections chart. So IoT malware also increased increased 37%, so year over year. And why you see is this different from 2022 is because this is a whole year, 112 million, which is also record breaking for the IoT malware for 2022. And 2023 already we have a 77 million for just first half of the year. So we will see definitely more in the coming second half, right, which is the 2023 second half. We have 1.1 million sensors around the world. So this is over 200 countries. And in our capture labs team, right, so we have a less than 24/7 of the threat response. We collected 140,000 malware sample daily, and then we prevent 14 million of malware attack every day. So this is some brief background about our capture lab network. So regarding our solutions, right, as you all know, we have the next gen firewall, right, as our network security solutions. So our Gen 7 firewall. So besides that, we have our all other cybersecurity solutions as well, like email security to prevent the targeted phishing attack, email spam, and all that. ZTA, so we have the zero trust access solutions, but it's appliance based, either the physical appliance or the virtual appliance. So this is provide the zero trust access to the customers, the remote users, right? So or even the business partner and all that to securely access to the company resources. SASE is in our roadmap, so it's coming. Then we have also the protection for O365 and G Suite email security, as well as some of the SaaS application like OneDrive, Box, Dropbox, and all that, right? This is our cloud application security, mainly for the O365 and G Suite. Then we have the endpoint protections, which is our EDR capture client. So it's a endpoint detection response. It's a behavioral analysis client. So it's very lightweight. It will not impact a lot on the performance, a lot on the endpoints and also the server. So we have a switch. We have also the AP. The AP will come with security features like, for example, the capture ATP, the sandboxing, and then also the content filtering and some of the security features as well. So all our cybersecurity solutions today are able to prevent those point of exposure, like what we have shown in our cyber threat report, like the ransomware, the encrypted threat, the IoT malware attack, even the targeted phishing, the vulnerability attack, or any zero-day attack. So we'll be able to prevent those as well. Regarding our capture labs, how we actually prevent the knowns and unknown threat, right? So known, of course, we have the we know already the known how it behaves, right? So we immediately have the signatures or the database to prevent the known threat. So this is consists of 99% normally in the whole detections that we have, which is 5.5 billion in 2022. We continue will have the unknown malware for those that just created malware, for example, the ransomware attack, the zero-day attack, and all that. So with those attack, right, we call unknown threat. So it's equivalent to probably 1% of the whole year detections. So those will be going our capture ATP, multi-engine sandboxing, and also the RTDMI to prevent the unknown threat attack into the customer environment. So we have the feature block until verdict. So at that moment, we will decide whether it's a good file or bad file. We will not simply allow the file to pass through the engine. Of course, good will be released, right? And bad, we will be having a capture lab team to do the further analysis and update all our solutions as well. So this capture ATP and RTDMI engine will be in all our solutions. And what is good about our capture ATP and RTDMI, right? So from these independent research organizations, ICSA labs, right? So particularly for this ATP, ATD, Advanced Threat Defense certifications, where our capture ATP and RTDMI, we have this, we receive this 100% detections, which is perfect threat detections for continuously 8 quarters in a row for 2021 and 22. So this is the total test they've done, 4,080 something, which with those unknown or little known malware sample, which is there's no signatures able to capture or prevent those unknown malware. So ICSA labs give us 100% perfect threat detection. We are only vendor can achieve 100% for 8 quarters, continuously 8 quarters in a row for 2021 and 22. So some other vendor probably they achieve 1 or 2 quarters 100%, but then they have never achieved continuously detections for 100%. They probably have 98, 99%. So continuously reliable, effective engine is the key, right, to prevent the unknown threat happen in the customer environment. So SonicWall, we have announced the new product roadmap. So this is the new roadmap that we have today. We still working on it and it's working in the progress. So what we have today is we unified platform as the new product it will coming. So it's a unified platform that will cover all the product and also for example, though multi-tenancy and reporting and management policy configurations, all will be together under this unified platform for all our solutions. So truly the single pane of glass platform that you can manage all the solutions. But again, this is in our roadmap, so probably coming phase by phase. Probably next year, we will have the first version or version 2 released on this SonicWall unified platform. So as you can see, it will be cover our network security, even MSSP detection and response, and also SASE is also incoming in our roadmap. And we will also create our unified client for for example, the EDR, the content filtering client, and also as well as the SSL VPN client. It will be under one unified client. And again, this is just the roadmap that is we are working on. So for the timeline is actually because our physical year is 1 year ahead. So this is actually 2023, and this is actually 2024. But like I say, this is still work in progress. So the timeline is not confirmed yet, but you can see what is the direction where we're going. We will soon have I will just highlight some of the item like MDR. So we're going to have our first version of MDR, XDR as well. And then like I mentioned, the Sonic platform, which is the unified platform version 1.0, will be coming next year. Then we will also leverage on the AI to do the some of the, like for example, product health check, the easy troubleshooting assistant, or also some, if you want to look for some of the settings, some KB, so it will immediately, the AI will be immediately able to provide you the answer and even help you to do the policy automations or policy corrections on the policy management itself. So, and then coming, of course, we will have the next version of the Sonic platform 2.0. And also the next generation appliance, that's also in the roadmap as well. So I will move on to the current solutions what we have. So the just now that one is really product roadmap, right? And then all those are work in progress. We will announce soon once we have the product ready. So this is what we have in our current solutions portfolio, where we have our Gen 7 firewall for TZ, NSA, NSSP, and NSV. So as you can see from the slide, right? So we have a 4 series, but NSSP really is for the data centers, a kind of firewall, able to prevent the throughput, prevention throughput from 20 gig to 85 gig. So really those kind of a large environment. And then we have NSA as our mid-range firewall from 2700 to 6700. Then TZ firewall is the for example, the small branches or any small offices that require the small unit desktop form kind of firewall. So we have also the 5 unit of the TZ series. For the NSV, we have the NSV, the virtual firewall, which is support for the VMware, Hyper-V, or Azure, Amazon, KVM. So we have 3 model of it. So we are also looking at to launch a smaller model for our NSV, which is for those probably they don't require so high of the threat prevention throughput, also can be installed into the virtual environment. With our firewall, right? So again, we have the capture lab, right? So constantly provide the update regarding the advanced threat protections and also the signature update as well, right? We also have the NSM as our firewall management for the reporting, for the central firewall management for all the firewall. In case you have multiple branches, you have different firewall need to be managed. So we have one single platform for you to central manage all the firewall together, as well as provide all the visibility in terms of the firewall solutions, and as well as the reporting generations from this NSM portal. And our multi-engine sandbox, RTDMI, where we capable of prevent the unknown threat, like I mentioned the first few slides, prevent the zero-day attack, prevent the ransomware attack. Of course, we still have the known malware, as I mentioned, right? So we still require the gateway antivirus IPS to block those common or viruses, spyware, or any other common malware. With the firewall features, right? So we have, of course, the stream-based architecture, which is different from the proxy-based. Stream-based architecture is much more faster scanning engine, where we can have a less inspection time on the file much more efficient to scan the file, where it will split the traffic or the file into the multiple pieces to be scanned by the CPU, right? So this will increase the capability of scanning the file, which provide the unlimited file size scanning. So some of other vendor engine, probably they have a limit on the file size scanning, right? Over 50 meg, so they cannot do the 50 meg scanning, 100 meg scanning. But with our stream-based architecture, we can scan any file size with our engine. Then also SD-WAN is come together with the firewall. So in case you need to have the consistent, reliable connection between the HQ and branches for the applications, so you do not have to subscribe to the expensive SD-WAN solutions. So we have the SD-WAN features in our firewall as well. Of course, the VPN, the site-to-site connections, the SSL VPN connections for the remote user. And also we have the bandwidth management, where you can control the to limit the bandwidth for the browsing for the incoming traffic. And then the content filtering, web filtering, which is to block the malicious website, malicious website attack, right? And then also the traffic control to control the port services and all that. Application control, in case you want to block some of the application like Facebook, YouTube, or you want to limit the bandwidth of the YouTube, or you just want to open some of the application access to certain group in certain time. So we have the application control to help you to manage those. We have the, like mentioned, the capture ATP in all our solutions. As usual, the antivirus IPS engine. So we have the signature update to prevent those common malware viruses, botnet detections, memory track protections, and then as well as the DPI SSL features to scan, to decrypt the encrypted thread, and then also scan whether there's any malicious attack or malicious payload from the encrypted thread, and then being able to prevent the attack from there. So like mentioned, with our different series of firewall, so we always have a 3 times or more threat prevention throughput as compared to the our old generation Gen 6, or even compared to the other vendor in the market, right? So we always have the better threat prevention protections. So this is very important, right? When you turn on all the security feature, then what is the throughput, or what is the throughput that you can actually get. So we have the better threat protection throughput, even if you turn on all the security feature in all our firewall. We have we have different port, right? So support in our different series of firewalls. So depends on the requirements. We even have the port like 100 gig for some of the high-end model. So really high density multi-speed interface with our model. And we have the award-winning ITD engine, right? The multi-sandbox engine, like mentioned in the previous slide. So our threat preventions to prevent the unknown malware, right? So we have the 100% perfect threat detection from the ICSA, the third-party research organization. Then we have this better value for money for our customers, as well as a low total cost of ownership, where we only charge 1 set of the license for our firewall high availability setup. So which means 2 firewall, primary and secondary. So you will leverage on same set of license, just 1 license. Some other vendor, they charge you 2 set of license, but we only charge you 1 set of license for both for the whole HA environment. And then also, as well as for some of the loyal customers, they've been using SonicWall, right? So we have the SUP, the Secure Upgrade Plus, as the promo for better value of money, right, for our loyal customer, as well as if you want to switch from the different firewall vendor to SonicWall, we also have the SUP as the better pricing for the competitive upgrade. So as I keep mentioning, the threat protection is important, right? So we have the higher threat protection throughput as compared to other vendor in the market. So for the same range of the model, right, the same range of pricing, of course, this is the MSRP. We tend to have the higher threat prevention throughput, as you can see from the 2 different tables here. For the TSEC, for the NSA, NSSP, so for those SonicWall model, right, so we always have a higher kind of a threat prevention performance. And for this is for for the NextSec Open report, which is another independent research company, which they more on checking on those vulnerability attacks. So they have tested the few of the solution that is in their report. So SonicWall is one of it. So they have two set of the vulnerability sample. One is the public vulnerability sample, which is already announced. The other one is the private vulnerability sample that probably have not announced. Probably the vendor is still working on those vulnerability patches. So two set of the vulnerability sample. So SonicWall have achieved 99% on the public vulnerability attack prevention and also 100% on the private vulnerability attack. Better than other competitors that participate in this report. And why our cost is highlighted again, because of the better value of money, so the HA license. So as compared to other vendor, right? So our cost, the HA license, HA package, also the cost protection per gigabyte is better than other vendor. I'll move on to talk about the firewall management, which is like mentioned previously, our NSM, right? So the network security manager. These are the challenge or the concerns that if you have a multiple firewall in different branches or different locations. So we'll just pick some of it, like for example, of course, the complexity to manage the firewall because of too many devices, too many locations. So you cannot create the consistent policy among all the firewall you have. So 99% of the breaches, firewall breaches, is because of the misconfigurations. It's not because of the solution itself. So configuration, having the consistent configuration is really important across all the offices. And then lack of visibility, hidden risk. So sometimes if you do not have the immediate access, or you do not receive the alert from the central management portal because you have multiple firewall, right? So it will create a more risk to your environment. So because you tend to have a slow response to detect or act into those incidents that happen in your environment. And of course, you probably do not have enough of the IT security to help you manage so many branches firewall together, right? So what you need really is the network security manager, which central control all the firewall together, as well as reporting and analytics for all your firewall in your environment. So provide you the central control 360 visibility on your whole environment, right? So example, you can leverage on the NSM to create the template. So for example, let's say you have 5, 10 of these branches, right, or offices, that you can create actually one consistent or one standard policy across all your branches. So with the template features, or you can create another template. For example, you have another environment with all your virtual firewall together. Also, of course, if you have a data center, you can also create another template for your data center environment. So where you can leverage on the NSM features to centrally manage all the firewall together. I'll move on to the secure mobile access, which we have two different model, SMA 100 and SMA 1000. This is a zero trust access solution. It's not cloud-based, it's with the appliance, either it's a virtual or physical appliance. So this is those challenge, challenge that the zero trust, the ZTA can help to solve, right? So today we have the parameter everywhere. No longer we secure the traditional HQ. Then we provide the security for our applications, our data center, and all that, right? So now user need to access to multiple location software as a service to get the corporate resources from everywhere. Then this increase the risk, right? And also the exposure point where the attacker can try to leverage on any vulnerability of the platform to attack into your environment, as well as what if some of the users' credential is compromised, right? So which means the attacker able to gain access into your environment, retrieve the resources and data from your environment. And then as well as we mentioned the ransomware, the zero-day attack, the vulnerability attack. And what happened if there's another COVID-19 situations happen again? So where everyone back to remote working environment. So you need to have the secure access solutions to provide those secure remote access to all your employee. Where we have again two different models, right? So SMA 100 series. which is for the customer with less concurrent access, concurrent use. 100 SMA 1000 series, which is for the customers, they need to have a more concurrent user access. So it's anywhere, anytime, anyone secure access, which the user, remote user, your partner, or even customer able to access to the environment securely with those data or resources that you want them to access to the least privileged access. So it's a zero trust access. It will verify everything, verify the user, verify the endpoint. Until everything is verified, it will only allow the user to access to the resources and the apps or the data that you want them to access to. For example, HR only access to the HR application, sales only access to those sales resources without having them to access to the whole network for all the data, right? And also you can create a policy and also having this multiple access layer security that like the MFA, the access control, identity-based policy to strengthen the security for the remote access user. And as well as we have the always-on VPN, endpoint compliance. So always-on VPN is like when the remote user open the laptop, is like how they use the laptop in their office. So everything will be encrypted when they access to the corporate resources. For the endpoint compliance, so it will check whether the endpoint that they are using is meet to the company security policy. For example, need to have the Windows OS, latest Windows OS, need to patch to the latest patches. Any EDR or antivirus installed in the endpoint, what is the versions. So until the laptop or the access meet all those security requirements, it won't allow the access to the company resources. So this is the whole the diagram how the SMA will work. We provide the zero trust, the least privilege approach, right? So left side you see the user. Like mentioned, they can install the client with the always-on VPN. The client will be installed on the laptop, mobile in order to access to the company resources. Or the user can use the HTML5 browser, so any browser, Google, Edge, Firefox with the client access. So this they don't have to install the client. Then go through all the checking, endpoint compliance, MFA, IDP, and then SSO, just one single login, access to all the resources they have. So it will be going through the SMA appliance or the virtual appliance. So it will be controlled by CMS, which is the central management system. CMS can support up to 100 unit of any of the appliance. So it's a scalable solutions where even can support up to 1 million of concurrent user. Then the corporate resources, zero trust access to all the corporate resources, right? Whether it's in the cloud, in the on-prem or private cloud. So one single sign-on to access all these application with the least privilege approach. I'll move on to talk about the capture client, which is our endpoint detection response client. So we work with SentinelOne. So we leverage on SentinelOne EDR engine to provide the EDR features like the advanced EPP or EDR scanning, right? Then also the latest feature like the threat hunting with the deep visibility, where it's do some active scanning on the environment. For example, you have 100 machine, 200 machine, so it will do the active scanning for all the machine to check any indicate of compromise or any pattern of malicious attack in your environment. So rather than waiting the attack to be happen, you do the active scanning on the environments to have the early detections in your network, and you can do some early limitations rather than later, right? Then the endpoint control is like the endpoint firewall where you control the port and services. Remote shell is for your IT. For example, they want to do some for forensic investigation, remote support into the user in other locations, right? They can use the command prompt to do the remote shell to connect to the endpoint to do the troubleshooting. Root device discovery is to discover any device that is not installed with the EDR client. So it will make sure it install the it will alert the IT admin to do the installations for the device. Then for SonicWall, right, of course, we built the features on top of our capture client, which is the unified management, the management portal to control all the unify all the client together. And then as well as our capture ADP engine. So not just the SentinelOne EDR engine. So then SentinelOne EDR engine is the number one in the MITRE attack framework report, right? So where they have the number one detections and also preventions. And still there are some of the suspicious or malicious file that is not detected in the engine. So we have the capture ADP as the add-on engine to have the better security enhancement into the capture client, so to prevent those suspicious traffic or file. Then firewall and smart enforcement. So if you have a SonicWall firewall, you'll be able to enforce the client, the endpoint, to install the capture client first before allow accessing to the network. Then the capture, the content filtering, where to prevent the malicious website browsing, right, or category-based blocking in the customer, in the user laptop. So this is the engine we have. So we have the pre-execution engine where to prevent those malware right before execute in the machine. And then if there's any suspicious file, and then it will scan to our capture ADP for sandboxing, for checking. Then on execution, we also have the behavioral analysis. And then as well as the EDR, the response of it. How do you want to respond? For example, there's some malware detections. You want to quarantine, you want to disconnect it from the network, you want to do some remediations, or you want to roll back to the previous full system rollback to the previous system clean state. So these are all the threat defense features that we have today. And like mentioned, so the EDR, the SentinelOne engine able to prevent most of the malware, right? So there are still some of the suspicious file where undetected or unconfirmed by this SentinelOne engine, which is 92% is detected. So the remaining 8% will require our capture ADP to do further analysis. So with both engine together, it will better have the it will definitely have a better security protections in the user PC. I will again introduce another solutions, Cloud App Security, which is for the O365 and G Suite email security, right? So you have heard of the ransomware as a service, right? So you subscribe to some of the package from the ransomware group where you can conduct the attack. Even you don't have the ransomware attack knowledge, but you can conduct some of the attack towards probably some company user. So there is also spam as a service or targeted phishing as a service with this spam EG group. They have built the attack towards the O365. So this is all the attack they have been successfully attacked to the O365 environments. Of course, O365 is also keep improving, right? So, but then these are the proven attack towards the O365 environment. So where you pay certain amount of money, you can have them the ransomware, the spam as a service group to conduct some O365 email attack towards some company. So the danger is always out there with the if the system is vulnerable, right? So we have the SonicWall Cloud App Security, where it's directly integrate with the O365 and G Suite and as well as some of the cloud app. So the user, they do not have to change the MS record. It's directly integrate API-based security integrate with the cloud backend. Just need to authorize the scanning. So it will provide the advanced features like advanced anti-phishing, ATP, prevent the business email compromise, the email fraud detection, account takeover protection from this cloud app security on top of what O365 security provided. So for example, a user subscribe to the ODOP or even the ATP. So it can prevent the 41% attack and also 48% attack together with DOP and ATP, right? But then there are still 11% targeted phishing attack will be missed by EOP and ATP. So this is according to the research from the internet, where you need another layer of protections, which is our cloud app security, to do another round of scanning on the email to make sure that there is no targeted phishing towards the environment. where we also have the capture ADP as the sandboxing engine to do the scanning for the email. So this will be, like mentioned, directly integrate to the O365. So it will just fetch the email from the API with the API to do the scanning. So it will not impact how the O365 operate. And of course, beside the cloud email security, right? So we also have the email security appliances. So this is the physical appliance or the virtual appliance or even the software or SonicWall, we also hosted the email security. But this will require the customers to change the MS record to point to our email security for scanning, right? It provides the same level of protections, the ATP, anti-spoofing, anti-phishing, anti-targeted phishing, and all that. Of course, it will be able to block the ransomware, the emails, even come with the DLP and compliance features. There is also the features to prevent the malicious website. So I'm sure you have seen the user accidentally or click on the email link, the link in the email, right? Then access to the malicious website, probably download some of the ransomware payload or the attack from the link, right? So we have the time of click feature where we verify or sandbox the URL link before allow the user access to it. So if it's malicious, right? So the website will be blocked, as you can see here. So this is to prevent the user access to those malicious websites and cause those malicious attack to your environment. With the email security appliance solutions, right, we have two types of deployment. One is all-in-one, which leverage on one single appliance to do the management, to do the filtering. Or if there's over 1,000 of email user, right, so we can have the speed configurations, much more better scalability, and also for the redundancy, right? So you can have a control center, and then you can have a multiple unit of the appliance for the filtering, so that even one unit is down in the environment, so the other unit is always up for the email scanning, right? So to always prevent the email attack in the environment. And lastly, we have the access point and also the switch to introduce to you. So the access point, right, is a Wi-Fi, of course, Wi-Fi access point, come with the security features like the sandboxing and also the content filtering features, some of the security features. We also provide the Wi-Fi planner, which is help to plan the Wi-Fi the AP locations, right, from our cloud management portal. And it's a single pane of glass, which either you can leverage on our management platform to manage the switch and AP, or even the firewall. So if you use the SonicWall firewall, you can actually manage both of this AP and switch in the firewall management portal as well, to provide you one single portal to manage some of the solutions together. So this is our switch, which is a layer 2 switch or layer 2 plus switch. That's all from me. Adrian, do we want to start the FAQ, or we can start the quiz?
Okay, let me check. Is there any questions from the floor? Thank you, everyone, for joining us.